Hello Bobcats, I'm your host Karina Vasquez and this is The Prowl, West Broward's weekly news show. For our first story, we'll talk about how the debate program allows students to stand up for what they believe in and speak for others who don't have a voice. Isabel McCann has the story.
They have 7 minutes to give you a speech. They should use sources and it should be organized.
When it comes to taking a stance on world issues, the youth are often overlooked. However, at Everglades High School's speech and debate tournament, students are given a chance to speak their minds and educate each other.
Coach speech and debate for many reasons. One, I love the fact that I am able to give students a voice. In society, oftentimes, we are told that teenagers don't have the right to speak up.
So I do Lincoln Douglas debate, which is a debate focused around ethics and real-world issues and the way that intersects with philosophy and the way we interact with everyone around us.
Once students gain this new knowledge and awareness, they're able to share it with their peers.
I compete in interpretation, which is basically taking pieces from books and pieces of literature and performing them for an audience. People have gone into depth about depression and eating disorders and family neglect and abuse, which they don't really talk about in society because they're afraid of retaliation. But in a space like this, they're allowed to speak about it and they're allowed to put their own spin on it without having to fear of what others think.
So it gives us a sense of responsibility because now we're gaining confidence and we're more aware of what's going on, so we have better knowledge about it. So when we're taking our stance, we're able to put the best foot forward in order to not only win the debate, but create a sense of, okay, this is my belief, this is how I'm going to defend it, and this is what I'm going to do to help change the world.
Participants at this tournament prove that for the best future, it is essential that future generations are taught how to speak out and be heard. This has been Isabel McCann.
Being surrounded by others can help you overcome hardships. Even through his losses, Brandon Cabrera has maintained a positive outlook that inspires others. Let's take a closer look.
Out of the many talented athletes on the boys volleyball team, one student stands out amongst the rest. Brandon Cabrera, a senior at West Broward High School, exemplifies what it means to overcome adversity with Bobcat pride.
Bobcats on three, Bobcats on three! 1, 2, 3, Bobcats!
I started coaching Brandon last year as an assistant coach, and it's just truly remarkable to see him grow as a person and a player and just someone for people to follow, just a true leader. Last year, Brandon experienced something that no young person should ever have to go through. With the death of his mother, he took a negative and just turned it into a positive.
Yeah, on my shoes I put mom and I put my sunshine because before she died I told her, I was like, you're my sunshine, no matter how it is, I look at you and you brighten my day.
Through his mourning, not only have his coaches been a moral support, but his teammates and friends have been able to lighten up his spirits and give him support.
Brandon and I have been really close friends since 5th grade. Well, last season his mom unfortunately passed away, so he came out strong from that. He kept it going. Yeah, he kept a positive attitude, and I know with his friends around, it really helped him out.
I still always feel like my mom is there watching me play every single game.
With his great success in volleyball, Brandon Cabrera continues to honor his mother with every serve. This has been Robert Figueroa reporting.
Now that we're halfway through the show, it's time for a commercial break. When we get back, we'll talk about how one organization is striving to touch the hearts of others and how we need to be extra careful when it comes to social media. We'll be right back.
I remember my first day of high school. I remember getting my first dog.
I remember my first love. I remember my first heartbreak.
I remember leaving for college.
Of course, I remember hanging out with my friends. I'll tell you more about it when we talk later. Just call me back when you get this message. Bye.
Welcome back. New Beginnings Ministry has planned out many different missionary trips to help out other communities. Let's take a closer look to what they have accomplished in Ecuador.
In a selfless attempt to help the people of Ecuador, New Beginnings Ministries put together a missions trip, traveling to different parts of the country and helping the people in need.
I wish I could say that on a missions trip, everything goes according to plan. And mind you, we take a lot of time planning in the background and behind the scenes, but unfortunately, that's not the case. Yeah, and we have to be ready for whatever comes at the moment. One of the clinics or medical aid reliefs that we provided for this town, for some people, some kids that hadn't seen a doctor in years, other kids that hadn't seen a dentist probably ever, and we had to just make do with whatever we had at hand. So it was great to plan, and we did plan, but a lot of things came out of the unexpected, and we had to make the best of the situation. But with a good heart and with great intentions, with whatever we had, we made the best of it.
After several hours of helping the less fortunate, the church put together multiple services, bringing the congregations together for fellowship and praise.
So coming into the worship part of the ministry, it's very interesting because it's the culmination of everything else we've done during the trip. It's a spiritual and a fulfilling time where the musicians come together with the vocalists, and then we come together in unison and in unity to worship our God through the different genres of music. So during these worship trips, it is a definite, fulfilling, and awesome time that we are able to have together, working with the different people from the different areas that we go and minister to. So it's always a pleasure and it's always a blessing.
You know, every mission trip is encouraging and motivating and awesome, but at the end of the day, there's also a lot of obstacles. One of the main obstacles we had is that on our trip to a city that's called Empalme, one of our tires blew up. And you would say, okay, it's not a big deal, you change the tire, but we didn't have our tools, we didn't have anything to change the tires, and to be honest with you, God made a way. And to be able to be part of that, you know, it showed us how great that night was, how much God was involved in the mix, but also how much adversity wanted to come against us. But this was just one of the services. We had a great service in a city that's called Palenque, where we had an outdoor service, and we also had some great services in the traditional church, like the Center of Conventions in Guayaquil. But ultimately, I believe that God just did some awesome stuff during this missions trip, and I'm very blessed to be part of it.
By putting their comforts aside, New Beginnings Ministries made a difference in the lives of many, and will continue to make a difference, one country at a time.
Social media is a great way to connect with others. However, everything may not be as it seems. Now that we've seen everything that has happened this week, we have reached the end of our show. I'm Karina Vasquez, and this has been The Prowl.